Hello, hello. Sorry for such beginning. Okay. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. So in this stream, I would like to create a collaboration with people, with my subscribers. So you are welcome to collaborate. I think collaborations are really great. Let me know if you see me well, if you hear me well. I think at the same time I will bring another phone, so I will at least be sure that everything is okay. Moment, please. I already today tried a collaboration with one of my subscribers, and I want to try another one. And now like more people could be invited. Hello, last one, you are the first one. Yeah. So I see myself, so everything is okay. So I have a today we want to try to a collaboration here with Skype. So I will show you. Looks and fine, sound good. So this is the link I will share from time to time. So people may join here. Like once you join the link, you will jump to the stream here and everybody will hear you and everybody will see you. So you can also jump without, without any video. You can turn on only the microphone if you want. Without the video, it will be cool like to hear you. I mean, it's a great way to collaborate. Let me enter my name here, half Russian. And it's easy to use, free and easy to use. Also, when I start a call, I can as well record this. I mean, the conversation could be recorded if, somebody wants. Anyway, if no one will jump, I will just keep streaming myself. But let me do something here. To see myself and the chat at the same time. So cool. Sergey did 5 hours. 5 hour stream. Whoa, a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, I've seen him like 3 hours streaming, walking in the street, showing Serbia. It's cool. But 5 hours. It's a lot. Everyone wants to be alive. Today it's a live day. Yeah, maybe it will be hard to catch people today. But anyway, I will wait. It's very late, so I'm trying. I'm trying to to make it later, so more people will join from the US. So the later is better, because if I made it like my 9 p.m., it will be like very early morning in US. Now, not early, but it would be like 12 or something like that. But now it's like the close evening. Close evening, maybe 5, 6 people is better to join. My family is doing good. We are preparing to move. We already like removed all the pictures we had of Baghdad. it was very hard for me to remove them. I liked how we have like kind of hello everyone. You can jump as well, not only between the live streams. You can jump right to here in with me, and you can stream with me. At least we can hear you. I mean, if anyone want to jump, so here is the link. You just use the Skype link I'm sending, and you jump here, and we will talk, collaborate. You don't have to show your face if you don't want, but you can at least, I mean, put your microphone and we will talk. I can't, sorry. Хорошо, 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 хорошо. Okay, до свидания. Okay. My wife never complained before when I was streaming. Now she's not complaining. I mean, yeah. Hello, guys. Hello, everybody who is joining. You can join me in the Skype as well. I will share the link from time to time, so you see it like in the chat. So we are still thinking where to move. Another balloon shoot down, this time over Lake Huron. Balloon shoot? What is balloon shoot? I don't follow all the news at all, I mean. So let's keep waiting for more people to join. So, I mean, maybe someone will jump in the stream. Today I did a little collaboration with Alison. She's from US. I have that in the video recorded, like just a test. It was really fun. And I'm thinking to make such collaborations from time to time in my channel with the subscribers, and it would be like recorded, and we will discuss different topics. Because in fact, I don't want to only like, of course, like my name is half Russian, but still, I would like to create content about different topics. Do you have some countries in mind already there to move? Yeah, I have a few ones to move to. I don't know, maybe Moldova, but Moldova it's like less likely because Moldova is very close to Ukraine and anything can happen there, anything crazy. And sometimes I heard that they have problems with electricity. So it's close to Ukraine plus problems with electricity. So it's more likely, less likely. Serbia maybe. It's good for Russians. It's easy to move there, but we never know. It's kind of, I mean, the same thing can happen in Serbia that happened in Turkey, because a lot of Russians went to Turkey, and in Turkey, you can say they are kind of pushing Russians back to Russia. And Serbia, maybe also they will try to do that. Montenegro is also cool. Hello, Heather. So hello everyone who is joining. I wanted to create a collaboration. If anyone wants to join, here is the link, and you will jump with me. We can talk together. You don't have to open your camera. You can just, I mean, use your microphone at least, and people will hear you. People will see you if you want. I mean, it will be cool. I mean, if somebody will be interested to join, more people, more fun. So the other country, Montenegro, it's also a good country, but like the difference between Serbia and Montenegro, that Serbia, it's easier to get the citizenship, but it's not that easy for to get that residency first, because to have the residence, the citizenship, you have to at least have the residency for 5 years, and to have it, like the only option for us is to open a company there. To open a company, you have like to pay for opening a company like $150. you have to rent an office, you have to hire at least one Serbian person, citizen. What else? Of course, pay taxes. I mean, maybe $500 is enough, but still, I mean, you have to create a business. Business should be like successful somehow. That business should bring some money. I don't know. It's kind of risky, but it's good. But we never know if they will change their attitude toward Russians. I mean, in the future, maybe they will make the same that Turkey made. Like they said that, like they will give the residence to those who rented, and then they changed their mind and start not giving the residence. And now they are kind of allowing Russians to open companies in Serbia. Just with the Russian passport, you go and you open a company, and you can work any kind of work, and any kind of business. Hire someone, open an office, and pay taxes and live for few years. It's a good option for us, Serbia. And it's faster to get the citizenship there. So this is an option as well. Okay, still welcome everyone who is joining. We have 11 people watching. That's great. So waiting for others to join. If anyone want to join to jump to the stream, we can talk, and it will be fun to collaborate together. Today I collaborated a little bit with Alison from US. I don't know if she will be here today or not, but it's okay. I mean, we can just have fun and talk about any kind of topics, because the way that we are like meeting and talking about different topics, it's also kind of collaborations. We are sharing ideas together, and I want to see like such idea I have to see people, to talk with people at the same time with my subscribers. After all, I mean, I know a lot of subscribers, they did so much for me, and I want like little gesture today, like to, I mean, anyone can jump to the stream, and it will be nice to see you, to hear you, and other people also will talk to you. You can just use the link, the Skype link, and you will jump right here, and I will start a call here, and it will be cool. You don't have to open your camera if you don't want, just at least the sound will be heard. Yeah. So today I wanted to create a stream with my wife, then I changed my mind, because I promised Alison that I will make such stream today in the evening, but maybe because of a lot of Russians are streaming today, like Dima is streaming, Ivan is streaming, many of them are streaming. I don't know if Inside Russia finished his stream or not. Usually I try to make the stream after him, to not like be in the same time. Yeah. Oh, 14 people watching. Cool. Anyone want to jump to the stream? I mean, I don't have like a particular topic to talk about today. I just want to collaborate with you, to talk with you. It will be fun. Just stopping by, getting prepared for a small Super Bowl party. Just go to fire it up. Cool. In US, you like to make how to say, the barbecue. In Russia they call it shashlik, and they also like to make it with beer and everything. I mean, like happy people, party people. And today we can have also a party. So anyone can jump to the stream and we will make fun or have fun. You can show us how you are like preparing the barbecue there. I mean, also you don't have to talk. I mean, you can just jump to the call, the Skype call, and show us around there. I mean, you don't have even to talk or to show your face. Just show what's around you. It will be cool. And write that in the stream. It will be a cool thing to know. I mean, we are people from all around the world, like from different corners of the world, and we are gathering at the same place. You can say, talking about different things, and having fun. Yesterday, I already talked a lot about my life and everything. Today, I am allowing people to talk about their lives. So it will be fun. Anyway, homemade guacamole and pico and gallo all done. Show us that. Jump to this to the call and show us. I still don't see here participants. I tried today tested this with Alison. You can see that in my recent video. That was fun. I was a little bit stressed because it was the first time to make a collaboration with the subscriber. I mean, I wasn't that stressed when I don't even understand. I wasn't. Oh, welcome. So someone jump it. So let me how to make it. Join the call. What? Let me. Oh, somebody is joining. Joran, hello.
Hi.
Nice to see you. Cool. I have these headphones. Okay, sorry, I don't hear you. Do you hear Jaran? Hello.
Hi, how are you doing? Can you hear me?
Nice to see you. Where are you from? Cool.
I'm around Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, great. You are the guy who is
I'm just-
preparing for barbecue?
No,
Not.
I will be watching the Super Bowl later, just from my house.
Cool.
I don't really root for either of the teams, but I don't have much going on the rest of the day, so I'll just be laying on my couch watching the Super Bowl.
Cool. Super Bowl. Do you have championship or something like that?
It's the championship game of the NFL, our National Football League. So it's the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, cool.
It's our big game of the year.
Yeah.
I root for the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a terrible towel. Behind me, it's kind of their.
You're a fan of them.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I don't really care for either team, but
yeah,
I'll be watching the game.
It's nice. Yeah, it's but I heard that in US the American football is the most famous.
It is,
sport.
yeah. Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
The world is soccer, or as most of the rest of the world calls football, but here in the US, our football is probably the biggest sport.
Cool. What about baseball? Also, it's kind of American.
Oh, it's big too, yeah.
Yeah.
It's more of the American I mean, we call it the American sport, it's our American pastime, But
Yeah.
I follow baseball a little bit, but I'm more of a football fan.
Cool. So I have some experience with the fans. For example, in Algeria, when I was in the first time in the stadium, so they were very rude with players. They were throwing at them things, and maybe splitting, speeding, or I would say, like at them, like I mean, doing crazy things, like calling them with crazy names, and I was like, oh my god, I will never visit a stadium after that. And after that, I didn't visit a stadium, never. I had a bad experience.
Yeah, we have some of that in, with rival teams, can get a little um, rowdy, or can get kind of, they can fight some, but I think it tends to be worse in countries where the soccer is a huge rivalries, and they can really get angry at each other.
Yeah, but the thing in Algeria, they were only angry at the players, and nothing usually like happened. They don't fight often. But in Russia, they always have to, after the match of football, they have like fights, like real fights outside. Crazy it was
Yeah, yeah.
between the fans. It's really crazy. Yeah.
Um, uh, so how are you guys getting nervous or excited or ready for your move, or
I'm. You can say we are getting crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes when I laugh, I look maybe happy, but inside I'm like kind of nervous.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, when you're going through something, you can have like a nervous smile on your face, but inside you're,
Yeah,
you try to hide it that you're scared. And
yeah, of course. Because if I will like show that I'm scared, I will be scared even more.
yeah, yeah.
Crazy.
Have you heard anything more with your what is it, your rental people that was trying to get that extra, like the $350 instead of the $250? Have you heard any more on that
Ah,
situation?
yeah, you mean like the real estate, yes,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, the real estate.
Yeah, I mean they are crazy. They just, I mean, they want to do their best to make us just leave and to rent it again and to take the money. I mean, and
Yeah,
I didn't yet talk about that, but I like contacted the translator, and she contacted the owner, and the owner almost didn't want to talk to her, and he said like go to the real estate. He's like dealing with everything. Yeah. So I mean, it's not a big deal. I would say like I know like people lost like billions of dollars or like millions of dollars for, I mean, a mistake or like a failed business or something like that. So in case we will lose like about, I don't know, about maybe 800 or $1,000. It's like, I mean, what what we can do. I mean, it's not. We will earn it after. I mean, it's not that a big deal. The big deal that you are going to another country, and you are coming from the other situation, and you kind of feel that, I mean, relation that they are not helpful. So that is like a big deal. Imagine like running from your country and then go to a country that will not accept you, will not give you papers, will not, they will treat you like this. I mean, that's crazy.
yeah, yeah. I can't imagine what you and most other refugees right now are going through.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, especially like almost everything for Russians is like closed. I mean, like the bank system, a lot of things. I mean, it's hard for them to, to it's kind of like Russians are giving a lesson to all the world in case what will happen like in any country, so people will be prepared. It's like, I mean,
Yeah,
I always like thought about that. You understand? Yes. Like
I guess it's good. Uh, would your son Bogdan, would he be, what grade is he not, like, is he not in school yet, or would he be in like a grade like his?
not yet. He never. He wasn't in the kindergarten. He's not in school. He's 5 years old, and yeah, we still don't know where. I mean,
I was thinking, yeah, that's one good thing, that he, like, he's not having to bounce from school to school, or that
yeah. I mean,
he was young enough that he's.
only if we settle somewhere, and only then he will go to school and he will like have friends. So it will be better for him, because I myself I had an experience of moving from one country to another, from place and to another with my family, and they kind of I feel what the child can go through if he starts like moving from one place to another. And by the way, I watched a lot of American movies. I mean, about that topic. Have you seen them, like such American movies about this topic?
About
About
trying to move from place to place.
yeah, a lot of American movies like about kids who moved from place to place, who changed their school, etc.
Oh, I don't know. I guess I'm sure
Yeah.
there's probably some that have that topic in it, but I mean, I know a lot of kids that I've grown up with and that have had to, just for various reasons, have had to move many times in their life. But
Do you think that can impact the kids for like I mean for the best for the kids, or it's a bad thing for the kids if they will move?
I mean, I think it could be more negative just when you don't have a permanent place for a long time, and more just for making and keeping friends. Um, if you're constantly moving. But I mean, on one hand, it's I think it'd be kind of cool, like later on in life, seeing. I mean, if you're moving, like in your case, you're moving to different countries, it'd be cool to have, like said, you've experienced different countries rather than, like a lot of people here in the United States just grow up and stay in one area their whole life, and unless you plan, you have money and you want to travel and see things, I think it's not as common as,
Yeah. So
if you grow up in a European country or, even, well, I know apparently a lot of Russians don't travel too much, but um, yeah, I don't know. I think overall it's probably a negative thing, but hopefully it doesn't last too long,
yeah,
people can find stability and,
yeah,
and have a permanent place to stay for a kid to,
yeah.
like call home and make friends.
It's psychologically like hard. I mean, when you always change, you have to adapt all the time. I mean, again and again. Even even
Yeah.
even for us, like adults, it's not that easy.
hmm
Yeah. So when you subscribe to this channel,
I pretty much when the Russian conflict, special military operation, war, whatever you call it, started, I started to become interested in just the Russian perspective and the Ukrainians perspective. So I just started looking up YouTube videos about it, and that's when I probably, like a lot of people recently, stumbled across different YouTubers. And I think I found your channel from, I think, Dima's channel. I
Dima.
can't remember. I found quite a few roughly within like a week or two period, and I don't know. Most of you all I found from one another. So I've been subscribed to your channel for probably maybe almost 3 months now.
Oh, cool! It's a pleasure to see you. I mean, you never because we never know. We just create content and we never know who will subscribe to us. And for
Yeah.
such long time, like 3 months, and you like witnessed everything that happened to me, and we didn't talk. And I mean, it's crazy technology.
It is amazing.
It's really a pleasure to see you.
Yeah, thanks. I've I've subscribed to quite a few Russian YouTube channels, and I see a lot of the same people, commenting all the time, and it's kind of neat to put a name to a face, and when you see these people all the time, and I just thought, yeah, when you put the link up, I thought, oh, what the heck, I'll say hi.
Yeah, thank you very much. Why you think that a lot of Western people are kind of very interested to the Russian, what's going on with the Russians, with Russia, with the Russian people? I mean, I feel that, I mean, if such a huge audience is watching all the Russians, even if like you are outside of Russia or anything related to Russia. So it's kind of having a lot of, I don't know, a lot of audience watching. Like, why? I don't understand. I mean, sometimes.
I think, I mean, partly with, the US and Russia and the whole Cold War over that long period of time, I think we've always had uh, an uncomfortable relationship with Russia. I mean, I think it cooled down for a while, but then when Putin started to, you know,
Hmm.
from 2014 when he first invaded Ukraine, and now, of course, in 2020, I think people are just starting to like Russia was out of our. We didn't hear much about Russia for quite a while, and now it's with the tensions going on, it's starting to become more mainstream in our news and just on our minds more often. And then and I think a lot of people are just angry that another a large country invaded a smaller country and just
Mm.
for no apparent reason. And I know that's probably mine. I've always been interested in uh, I don't know, the Soviet Union history
Mm.
and through the collapse of the Soviet Union and now I've always kind of kept up with Russian history. I don't know why, and never really knew a whole lot about Ukraine before this. Um, and I just think I've been keeping my eye on what's going on in the conflict and everything, and then from that, it's just kept my interest of starting to know people, seeing all the people's stories, the people fleeing, to different countries, and just seeing how what people are going through, and um, just a different lifestyle than most of us here in the U.S. live. We're not going through all this stuff right now, most of us.
Mm.
Um, so I think that's it's kind of been dominating our news for most of the year. So it's a little hard to get away from at times. The Russian stories and Ukrainian stories, but
I
I don't
al-
know. That's just me personally. I guess that would maybe go for most Americans. I'm not sure.
yeah. I don't know, maybe yes, maybe as you said, like when it was like a Cold War, etc. So there's like always like information about Russia. That's, I mean, a lot of things related to Russia. Maybe even happened in US. I don't know about these, or but for example, like the Trump election, they were like, I heard a lot of information like that they were involved, and I mean a lot of
Yeah, yeah,
maybe information about Russia, and that's why, I mean, maybe people are interested. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason. And
yeah. I think during that where there was apparently Russian involvement in the Trump election. I think that started to maybe get people's attention a little bit, the in recent times, and then
yeah, about
again, like I said,
about
there wasn't a whole lot of.
hackers as well. You usually also, like, I mean, in most movies, like they show that Russian hackers, or always they make them like the Russian hackers are attacking, or they did that, or they did the other thing
I
also.
think in a lot of movies, it tends to be who's our like quote unquote enemy of the time. So we just it went from Russia to like Middle Eastern terrorists to you know
So
Chinese to whoever. It's just they use
so
those people as a.
the same that we see in the movies, you see in the mass media. I mean,
Uh, I guess it depends on what channel you're watching. I mean, different
uh,
channels over here have different biases towards one way or another. Unfortunately, there's not too much neutral media, so it's
hmm.
hard to find just like their basic facts. So I mean, it depends on kind of what your ideology is or which way you swing politically, what you want to believe or what you feel is the truth. But yeah, I mean, I would say most of our media is, I mean, antagonistic towards Russians, and
Hmm.
but again, it's the I mean, it's mostly the government. I mean,
Do you
I
think
don't
that
think that.
people mostly like try to follow Russians themselves, but I mean, they can, for example, find the information from the mass media, like even like any English mass media from all around the world, but they prefer maybe to hear from people more to be sure that that information is true, or maybe is it that the reason why a lot of Western people are interested to subscribe, for example, to Russians and to
Yeah, I think so because on our mainstream media, all we get is just messages from the Putin and the Russian government, and just all they show is just negative things from Russia, and we don't really hear you know opinions of their like an average Russian citizen. So that's why and I would imagine a lot of people, YouTube and maybe social media is one of the few sources that you can actually see the perspectives from just an average Russian person, and not the government,
yeah.
or what our media wants to tell us.
Yeah, it's nice thing to do. I mean, like in a lot of things like about related to politics before, I was like, I mean, I was always like telling to people, you have to hear from like real people, real stories. Don't like believe that what you see in the news or something. I mean, maybe it could be true, but it could be like true, and they can add a lot of things to make it like more drama to it. It can be
Mm,
not true at all, and anyway to make it also drama from that lie. But when you hear from like real people, it's much better.
yeah, I never really knew anyone from that area of the world, Russia, Ukraine, until a guy I worked with, his wife was from Belarus, and I learned a lot from just I never knew anything about Belarus. So once I got to know her, I learned a lot. And they're just normal people. I mean, she was
Do you have there a lot of Russians living?
no, not in this area. I would say
Hmm.
we have a lot of Polish, um, um, Italian, Slovakian,
Hmm.
but no, as far as I know, at least around the Pittsburgh area, there's probably a Russian community or some Russian population, but I don't really know
For
in this
because
area.
those you mentioned are also Slovak people, like I mean, Poland and Slovakia, and I mean, a lot of similarities they have with even like the language. It's kind of similar with the Russian language. What's the difference you see between such people and the Russians?
Um, I guess they aren't. I mean, just from kind of what I've learned on some different YouTube channels about Russians, I guess they don't seem to be as, I guess you call it brainwashed, or
Hmm.
from what just from what I've seen and not all, it seems like the younger generation of Russians, they have more access to information, and they aren't as, they're kind of getting out of that cycle, I guess. But most people, they're just, I don't know, they're just trying to live normal lives. I mean, they're just trying to be, I guess, living in a typical American lifestyle. I mean, versus kind of what I see on Russia, people tend to follow the rules, or they're kind of afraid not to not, uh, they don't want to be like their own individual. Everyone wants to follow the rules and not go to prison, uh, and
Yeah, I
that
mean,
kind of thing. Yes,
the same like about me. I feel a big difference between me, the old like me who was in Russia, and me now. Like a big difference, a huge difference between them.
yeah, I can see when you do your walks around the city, you just seem like you're happy and kind of carefree, and you're not looking over your shoulder, and you seem like you're, yeah, I would imagine more in Russia, especially at this time, you would be more careful, and keeping your head to the ground, and not trying to be noticed, and
Yeah, in fact, I was like I had that fear. I was afraid to speak. I mean, when I was recording vlogs outside Russia and I was walking, I mean, I was afraid to speak English in case. I mean,
yeah,
I prepared. I thought it's better to not speak English. Okay, I mean, I don't want troubles. Because imagine in this time and going outside and speaking English, especially I don't look like, I mean, a lot of people in Russia, they think that I am European, kind of looking European, not Russian. And like European guy walking outside and in English and saying something, I mean, some nervous guy
did
or
you ever were you ever nervous in Russia to speak Arabic? I know you said you can speak Arabic.
Uh, no, just in the area I lived, for example, I lived in two different places. Mm, in one place, it was like a little town called Novocherkassk. So in this little town, when you speak another language and whatever language you speak, another language like Arabic or English or whatever language you speak, everyone one was looking at you. And I was like living there for 7 years when I was studying at university, and I didn't like that because I mean sometimes I was called like by friends or speaking English, Arabic, different languages, and everybody looking at me, especially in the bus. And that's why I moved from a little town to a bigger city. And in the bigger city, I didn't feel that. So in the bigger Rostov-on-Don, or like from inside Russia, he's also from Rostov-on-Don. When I moved to Rostov-on-Don, I get married there, and I started my English club, etc. So there I felt like the big city with more than 1 million people, and I felt that I mean nobody cares. So that's why I started living in Rostov-on-Don, and I moved from that little town.
Mm.
And yeah, you can walk outside, you speak whatever language, and I mean you don't care. But with like what happened recently, and I mean the last year and the beginning of the last year, and all the events, so anyway, I was kind of afraid of troubles. I mean, I prepared to not. I mean, to not have. I don't know, thrown by something, or to not have any kind of trouble with them. So I prefer to not speak any English outside. Have you been in
Yeah.
Russia, by the way?
No, I've been to the United Kingdom, and I've been to Canada several times, but no, I haven't been to
Any other
Russia.
countries you visited?
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
I've been to most of the states in the United States, but I would like to travel overseas more at some point. But
What is
uh,
what is the best state for you in US?
well, I guess I'm biased. I'm from Pennsylvania. I like it. It's not this time of year in winter. It's not that fun. It's cold and all the leaves are off the trees, and there's not much to do. But the rest of the year, it's beautiful here. Um,
Hmm.
but I guess it just I don't know. There's so many different parts of the United States, like the climate and the landscape. I mean, we have everything from uh, forests and plains and mountains and a desert. So
For living, like for family, for living for a long time. I
um,
mean,
well, yeah, that I mean, there's probably places where the quality of life are high, but it also you need a high income.
hmm,
Uh, um, I guess it depends on it. Like if you don't want any winter, it'd be nice to live in the South where you don't really get bad winters, but in the summer it gets really hot.
hmm.
Pennsylvania, it's fairly this area of Pennsylvania. It's relatively cheap to live. Um, I think it's pretty well rounded. I mean, it's there's a lot of good people here, and it's not. I'm outside of a kind of big city, so
Hmm.
it's not like people aren't rude, really around here, and people are generally nice. But um, I guess it just depends on if you want to live in a big city or you want to live out in the country more. Or
Hmm.
all the states are relatively similar, I guess. I mean, they're um, And California is a huge state. And it has, I think, it's the most populated state, and it's but a lot of night. I've been to California several times, and there's a lot of beautiful places in there, but there's a lot of people, and most of it's really expensive to live. And just like Turkey, there's a chance of earthquakes sometimes,
Oh,
wildfires. But then there's a lot of in the South, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, Louisiana. They can get hurricanes every year, So it just depends. And then in the middle of the state, or then in the middle of the country, there's tornadoes every year. So it just I don't know. I don't know if there's any perfect place to live.
maybe the most important, maybe to live in a place with less disasters.
Yeah, that's one reason Pennsylvania, other than bad winter, sometimes we don't have a lot of natural disasters around here. So I think it's a fairly safe state.
Yeah. So hello everyone who is watching. You can ask any questions to Jaran. Your name? I am pronouncing it.
Jaren.
Jaren. Jaren. I never heard of such name.
Yeah, I've met other Jarens in my life, but not with my spelling.
Yeah, and you can also jump to our discussion here. We are discussing, and it will be like cool collaboration if you want, guys. You don't have even to put your camera. You just can at least put your microphone, and we'll enjoy the discussion together.
Yeah, if anyone else,
yeah,
other people should join. I probably won't be on too much longer. I have to get ready for the Super Bowl coming up, but
yeah. So I had a friend. I had a friend from California. Yes. So he was in the little city I told about, like Novocherkassk, where I lived 7 years. So he was teaching there English. He was from California. His name was Derek. Derek.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fairly common name in the United States.
Yeah, he gets married to a Russian girl there.
Yeah.
And he then went to Moscow. He started living there. He started working. He worked even in Yandex, like the Russian Google, Yandex.
Okay.
It's a kind there is like the search engine they have, Yandex, and this Yandex is the biggest company in one of the biggest companies in Russia. They have Yandex Taxi, they have Yandex search engine, they have Yandex Yandex, they call it Zen, like social media. So Yandex is very popular. Yandex Map they have as well. Yandex Map, Yandex Money they have. So Yandex everything.
Kind of like Google. I guess,
kind of Google, but it's Russian. It's called Yandex, and they have there's Yandex browser as well. It's available in English even. And the cool thing about this Yandex browser, if anyone is wants to learn Russian or to translate, it can. Oh, hello, Dima. Nice to see you. So,
Hi, Dima.
So, by the way, Jaran is your subscriber. He's maybe coming from
you. I've subscribed to both of you probably around 3 months or so.
Cool. So there is like an option in the Google, not in Yandex browser. I didn't find before in any browser. It translates any video. Like you put a video, YouTube video from English, it can translate it to Russian.
Oh,
like
wow.
Audio, you can hear it right away. You have just to click on the translate button, and you will wait like 1 minute, and it will translate it all to Russian.
Is it in text or a voice?
Voice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like directly voice translating. I mean, any language, just click translate, and it will translate it to Russian.
That's cool.
Yeah, so imagine watching in YouTube any kind of video and clicking like the button and turning the voice to another language. I mean, you wanted to watch in Spanish, and you click the button and you hear in English the translation directly.
That's amazing. Yeah, technology, what it can do anymore.
Yeah, so I didn't meet such technology before. I mean, in other well, I don't know why Google, it's so huge And why they don't make such a cool thing? They could make it as well to translate audio like directly. It's, I mean, maybe it's easy to do. Maybe I don't know why they don't have such idea. Anyway, I mean, the Yandex company, it's like the biggest company in Russia. They have like we call such company monopolist or something like that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
monopoly.
monopoly. Yeah, and they by the way bought like Yandex Taxi, for example. They bought all other taxi companies, and they are like leading taxi company in Russia.
I don't really know are there laws against monopolies in Russia. I mean that companies can't control everything like that.
The Yandex Taxi is working as well in many other countries. Like if I don't know, they have in Dubai, I think Yandex Taxi, and in a few other countries as well. Yeah. I mean, it's a cool thing. Anyway, I mean, let's check some. Are you reading the comments?
Let me see. I have to switch over to my other browser tab here.
Yeah, you can read the comments. Maybe it's something interesting you would reply to or something. Dima, by the way, join us in Skype. It will be cool. And anyone can join. The link is in the... Jerry, how did you come into contact with Jaren? I missed the beginning of the stream. So Jaren is my subscriber, and any subscriber can join today to this stream.
Yeah, he just puts the Skype link up, and you just click on it. You can come in.
Yeah, we don't bite. Okay.
It's kind of fun. I've never I've just chatted in the chats before, but this is different actually.
Yeah, it's different feeling, different I don't know, ideas come to your mind, and you feel more closer to other people. A natural disaster always seems to involve fires. Oh.
Is the rest of your family asleep right now when you do these usually?
Yeah, they are asleep now. Yes, I waited for them to go to sleep because if otherwise my kid will come here and will distract me a lot. It's not that easy to have a little kid. Do you have kids?
No. No, I'm single. I was engaged not too long ago and kind of broke it off for various reasons, but
yeah.
I'm thinking I've been wanting to get a dog. I work from home. I've always worked in an office for the past 14 years, but started working from home about a year ago, and I get bored. And that's one reason I can kind of do my work on one screen, and I have YouTube on my other screen while I'm working, and that I watch YouTube videos kind of while I'm working. It's just the kind of the nature of my job. I can do that, and but otherwise I'm here in my house by myself. So I've been thinking about getting a dog.
What kind of work you have?
I make maps on a computer. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's called GIS, Geographic Information Systems. If you ever, it's kind of an emerging technology. I mean, it's been around for several decades, but it's kind of been coming into its own maybe the past 15 or 20 years.
It has nothing to do with the maps on the web or something like that.
No, it's kind of like I guess have you ever used Google Earth?
What? Google Earth? I know, yes. Yes.
Earth? It's kind of like I'd be mapping Google Earth. Like if you had a blank slate and you on the world and you needed things, roads and buildings and vegetation and rivers, all kinds of stuff put in for certain areas, and that's what we do, but it's all on the computer, of course.
Is it like, I mean, promoted in like application in Android, in iOS, and
yes, there are applications for it where you could actually use it out in the field. Like if you took a tablet or a phone out in the field and needed to map something, you could do it that way. But most of the work is done on, uh, uh, Microsoft Windows.
It's I mean, a kind of business you have, or you are like a programmer or something?
No, I work for a big company. We're a contractor. We get contracts to do work for various entities.
And they are kind of promoting that application to the world, and people are using it, and or something like that.
Oh yeah, lots of. Um, I mean, the United States has their own applications for it, but I mean, it's all over the world. I mean,
Cool.
China, India. I'm sure Russia has.
Can you name the application?
I use a program called ArcMap.
I mean, but the application, you can name it, or I mean, or it's a company, or what? I mean, you are working in.
I work for we're a subsidiary of a Swedish company called Hexagon.
Oh.
They're a large Swedish company. We're just like the American branch of it.
Cool. So let's check the. So Dima, he said that he will steal this idea from me and make streams with his subscribers. You are welcome to do that, Dima. It will be cool. We will how to say?
Well, I see Scott Nesbitt in here. I see Scott Nesbitt on many streams I go to.
I see A plus.
We say hi to each other all the time.
Cool. Yeah. So maybe some of those people never seen you before. Yes.
No. Yeah. I don't know what. I mean, other than you actual YouTubers, I don't know what anyone else looks like. So this is kind of an effort. Maybe it could become a regular thing on different channels, inviting guests on.
Yeah, that would be cool. You never thought about? I mean, I don't know. Do you run some Instagram page or something? I know, or you?
Yeah, but I'm not. Other than YouTube, I'm not big on social media. I have an Instagram page, and I rarely upload anything to it. I mostly just scroll through, other people's. I've just never been one much to actually post things on social media. I have a bunch of friends on Facebook that I talk to, but as far as other social media, I mostly just watch YouTube videos.
Yeah, that's cool. So I have a question here. Do your family have any apprehension? What is apprehension? I will not look. Try to explain to me.
Like hesitation, or I'll just have to see what the question is.
Apprehension or worry since okay, since the earthquake there. I mean, yeah, maybe yeah, we were worried a little bit, but not that much because we know that this place, Mersin, it's not like how to say seismic active or seismic or something like that. Is the word for
that? It means like the seismically active.
Yeah.
Seismic activity. It means like there's a possibility of
earthquake. Seismic. It's called. Yeah. So it's not.
I see. Integral Blinds asked me where in California I'm at. I'm near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
The guy I had, the friend I had, Derek. He was from St. Petersburg. Or, I mean, I was like surprised. He just told me that you have in California like St. Petersburg or something like that.
There's a St. Petersburg, Florida.
Yeah, Florida. It's not in California.
There may be a St. Petersburg in California. I don't know, but the main St. Petersburg is kind of a city next to Tampa, Florida.
Maybe he lived there or something. But I was like, I mean, kind of surprised that there is St. Petersburg in US as well.
Yeah. Apparently, I think I saw someone comment that it is actually named after the Russian St. Petersburg, but I don't know that for sure.
I see. I don't know a lot of history, but the America, I think it was discovered after Russia.
Oh yeah. I mean the actual I mean, I think Russia has been inhabited for. I mean, I don't know the whole history of Russia, but I think the um, Russia's probably been around in some form or another for 1,000 years or so.
Yeah.
The United States became a country in 1776, but there have been people other than the Native Americans, there have been like colonists here since like the 1600s. So I'd imagine Russia in some form or another is way older than the United States is.
I mean, what do you think? I mean, what's the thing that played a big role in making the United States that powerful? Despite being like a new place, I mean, new, you can say, country created comparing to others. I mean, most of the world was already discovered, and America was discovered just after, and but it became like leading country.
Uh, Probably a combination of different reasons. I think just like the founding fathers set up like our values for the freedom for everyone and whole, liberty and justice and I think just the way that um, um, our government was set up not to be like they didn't want it to be totalitarian or have a king or a single leader. It's the country's run by uh, multiple authorities that create create laws and enforce laws.
Mm.
But there isn't one. We have a Congress, Senate. The
Mm.
president is, I mean, the head of the government, but there's a lot of before anything can get created or passed into law, it has to go through several authorities. And I think it started that way. And I think just a lot of people from other countries over, the past couple centuries came here because either fleeing oppression, or they heard America's the land of opportunity, and they liked our values and everything. And we just have it's a large country, and we have a huge amount of natural resources. I think it's just a variation of like so many people from different countries with different ideas and work ethic, and I don't know. I think it's just all of that in one, and the values that our country has. People worked hard and weren't being oppressed. I mean, unfortunately, we had a history of slavery, which
Yeah.
it helped build our country, but that was probably the darkest time for our country. But it, in some ways, it led to us, how we are today. And I think, I mean, we became more of a superpower after World War II. That helped our economy out. Unfortunately, war sometimes can be beneficial in some ways for countries, but I don't know. I guess
Yeah,
you'd have
maybe.
to ask more of an expert on.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
interesting to know, like your opinion. I mean, I also like think that America is successful because it has a lot of nations there, and they welcome it there, like people from all around the world. Imagine like a country where people with different ideas or different perspectives, they are all welcome, and they are like, I mean, all giving their best to that country, from ideas to works to something they inventions and everything. Of course, like the the country would be, I mean, powerful because maybe they welcomed those people.
yeah,
Not like, I mean, maybe other countries, like maybe people are not that, I mean, welcomed. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's the reason.
yeah.
Like
I mean,
more the culture, the American culture is more open to
it is
everyone.
in general. I mean, I think it's just human nature that there are prejudices, and that's like lots of people did come here, but because of different prejudices, a lot of people wound up in staying in certain neighborhoods and areas of the country. So we still have some of that. They call it a melting pot, but it's not exactly, because there's all kinds of different ethnicities and people from different backgrounds here, but it doesn't. I would say to certain areas of the country there's a lot of blending, but there's also a lot of areas where maybe people aren't as accepted, and they kind of tend to form their own groups. Like for example, in large cities we have Chinatowns and Italian areas and Russian areas where people maybe came here, but people weren't too friendly towards them, so they kind of had to group together and to live. But I think it's changed somewhat over the past 100 years or so.
Yeah. The other thing also I think about, like, I mean I have never visited the US in my life and any English country, but from what I saw, like I watched like thousands of movies, like American movies, and from movies I've seen like in US a lot of groups who fought for their rights and for their freedom and their rights. I mean, a lot of like, I mean, when like I watched when how women start like defending their rights. I saw how like the Afro American became more free, and a lot of a lot of I don't know how to explain, but I think you understand me. A lot of people who fought for their rights there, for groups of people who fought for their rights during the history.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of why we kind of have, whereas like in Russia, people try to do that and you go to prison, or back in history you get sent to a gulag or something. I mean, that's where the United States, we have the freedoms to do things like that without, generally, unless you're really causing trouble, without any kind of repercussions, or oppression from the government. So
sometimes even like not only a group of people, sometimes one person can start defending something and start fighting for the idea, and like losing a lot of friends and sacrificing a lot, like sacrificing his work or her work, and like a lot of journalists, for example, who sacrificed for the idea, or for like sometimes even one person can achieve so much. I mean, I don't know if those are all truthful stories or not, but it seems that it's true, because most of those movies I watched that were based on true stories. So that's
a lot of
what
Hollywood movies, they are based on true stories, but they get exaggerated. They might be based on a true story, but sometimes things are fictitious to keep the audience entertained.
no, but still, I mean, I after that I read about them in Wikipedia, in other sources, and I found like it's real, like all what happened to them, to those people, like those with the real names, and how they fought, how they like went for example to many many courts, and how they defended their idea, etc. Those are like mostly like real stories, and maybe that you can say that those different people, like like maybe immigration and as you said, like those different people, because of them some person can be such courageous and just well educated and know his rights, and maybe because of this, like not only like cool ideas, cool inventions are born, and something like that, also great people can appear in such country because of the culture of that culture of
You don't think that? I mean, I think maybe during the Soviet Union times, if you were a true communist, you could get ahead, but you don't think that's you can't do that as much in Russia today? like make an impact.
If we talk about guys, you can join us if you want. We are discussing great topics here. Let's collaborate. You don't have to show your face. You can just talk to us. So I think about Russia. I think that during all the history, people were already like suppressed, and it creates that, I don't know, that, how to say, the cloud of fear among people during all the history. Because if we, for example, talk about like the old Tsar and all the kings in Russia, and all the old, even like Stalin, Lenin, before them, like other, they were so strict with the citizens, and that cloud of fear was always created, or I don't know how it's called, but it's like from generation to generation. So such, I mean, when people are suppressed all the time from generation to generation, so that fear of that, I mean, that's
Yeah, it's
thing
ingrained into you.
that spread during the generation, and that's why like the country doesn't improve that much, because people are always like this. I mean,
Mhm.
always they are afraid all the time, and they have like, if you are afraid, and your kid will be afraid, and his kid will be afraid, and all the generation will be will be uncomfortable as well, etc. In their own country. So
Yeah, it's handed down through generations. That fear. And
yeah, but maybe US, like from generation to generation, they always like were, I mean, they didn't let themselves to be that suppressed. Maybe that's the reason why, I mean, still like Russians, they couldn't like change the system at all.
you think Russians are just too afraid of fighting back or trying to change things? They're just going through too long of abiding by the rules and the standards and the way that they've lived for generations.
Maybe the culture, like when you like all the generations are suppressed, the culture that formed don't let like people to do something, or that they can't do anything about that, because they are, I mean, for generations, and their culture is pushing them to stay in that bubble of fear, bubble of, I don't know, accepting everything. uh, Maybe that's, I mean, the big reason, because sometimes like people, they say like, why you don't go, why instead of leaving the country you don't go to protest, why a lot of Russians are not going against the government. I mean, the I kind of understand them, because they are like suppressed for years, for generations, and it's hard to change. I mean, if to change people, maybe they need generation after generation to change, to be like, I mean, to have a voice or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very hard to do. And a lot of people, maybe they kind of, they don't understand, they just keep blaming Russians for not doing anything, but they they literally they can't, because I mean, the culture is not allowing them, the law maybe is not the law, but I mean the rules in the country are not allowing them. I mean, the maybe the corruption, etc. So a lot of things that they just can't do it, because I mean, it's everything should be changed from the bottom, like the culture and a lot of things. Not, I mean, just people going protesting and they will change everything. It's impossible. Just that doesn't happen that quick, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. You can tell your opinion about it. Do you think
So
that
you
they
don't
can
think you'll
change
be
like around now, just protest and change everything?
so you don't think you'll be going back to Russia until there is change
For me,
like
I
that?
don't. I prefer to go to another country and to get a new citizenship. It's like a hobby for me to
Huh.
get citizenships. It's crazy. Sometimes I even like joke with my wife. I tell her, let me please like marry it somewhere else and and get the other citizenship. She said no, so she's not allowing me. Yeah.
It's you're getting a lot of experience though, and you're wiser to the world because of it.
Uh, yeah, it's kind of like yeah, it's also kind of experience and adventure I feel we have now. Because yeah, I prefer to think like that because if I will think only like it's we are like running because of the situation and because of what's happening, so I will just lose my mind and I will be always like always thinking that I am victim, and I don't want to feel that I'm always like a victim, and I want to be like a, I don't know, normal person. So
Yeah,
uh,
I
that's why
understand.
I want to think that we are just traveling. We are
Mhm.
traveling. We are visiting country. We are seeing the world. It's easier for us to live like this. Yeah.
So I think so you have a lot of supporters on here, kind of keeping
Yeah,
up with
I'm very glad.
your
I mean, a lot of supporters in. Oh, we have only 29 people watching. So you can join us if you want, guys. We have like
Hi,
Skype
Scott.
conference.
Nice to see you, Scott.
Yeah. Most people
Well,
maybe know you here as well. Yes, Jaren.
yeah, probably maybe my name. I'm on. I comment from time to time on different streams, so I think a handful of people might know my name.
Yeah, but it's interesting that I didn't like you said like you are subscribing on me like for 3 months, and I don't remember you commenting a lot in the stream. But you maybe you feel more comfortable to talk than to write.
Yeah, I guess I just mostly like to listen to your streams. Yeah, I would just say hi to people from time to time, but I thought it'd be interesting to actually speak to you face to face when you put the Skype link
Yeah,
up. So yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I think it's fun,
yeah, it's good.
but
No,
I'm
I
not.
mean. A lot of people they prefer to, for example, there are like different type of people who message you. A lot of people like they prefer to write, and there are a lot of people who also prefer only to send you voice messages, only voice
Yeah,
messages.
yeah.
Maybe you are from type of people who send only voice messages, no?
It's kind of weird. I prefer speaking to people face to face rather than
Ah,
texting or on phone calls. I don't know why. I like the communication the best.
I
I mean
see.
I text a lot, but I don't really send voicemails. It's either face to face or text.
Ah, cool, cool, great. So,
Well,
uh,
thanks for having me on. The Super Bowl here in the United States is starting in about 15
okay,
minutes. So
okay. Thank you very much for jumping. I mean, a lot of information, and I'm glad to see you like 3 months subscribing on me and
yeah, it was fun. Yeah,
seeing you and knowing you just now. It's really great thing.
yeah, it's amazing. It's just so cool sitting here in Pennsylvania talking to you in Turkey, two different completely different time zones,
Yeah,
and then actually, yeah, it's fun to instead of just
yeah,
communicating through
yeah,
typing to. It's nice to actually talk to someone that you
yeah. Cool, cool.
subscribe to face.
Yeah, cool. So you can jump from time to time. I will make such conferences, and in the future we make like collaborate this way more.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you could spread the word to other YouTubers to maybe have guests on from time to time and with some of their subscribers like this, I think it's a cool idea.
Yeah, it's cool. Like random people joining, and then I'm always ready.
Mhm.
Okay, take your
Well,
time. I
thanks.
mean, enjoy your ball, your how
Yeah,
Super Bowl. Yes.
Super Bowl. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Hey,
Okay.
nice
See
talking
you.
to you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. So, guys, I think I mean it was really fun. Uh, I didn't expect. I mean, uh, Jaren Super Bowl uh, to join, and I didn't even see him before like commenting. Hello, Black Cat. Hello, everyone. Nice to see you. Anyone want to jump? Let's collaborate. Let's have some fun. Oh, 31 people watching. It's cool. So here's the link in case anyone want to jump. We will discuss anything and have fun. You don't have to show your face. You don't have to even talk if you don't want. You can show what's around you there. I mean, I am using Skype because it's easy to use. First of all, it's possible to record. I am not recording here, and it's free also to use. Not like Zoom. Unlike Zoom, Zoom gives people 40 minutes for free to use, and to use longer, like it's not free. You have kind of to pay $130 or something like that. How far is you managed to let your apartment yet? To let? I saw your last video where you said someone only. Yeah, they just. Yeah, I didn't. I didn't rent it yet. I mean, they come to see people. They saw it, the apartment, but they didn't live here because I mean the guy, the real estate guy, he said like that that he wants more money if the guy leaves for 2 months. So the first people they came with him, the other guy, Russian guy, he came alone, and he wanted to leave for one price, and but they hired the price for, like they make it more expensive. I mean, it's crazy. So the only way I had like to do this, I mean, is not to tell them, not to tell them. But I told him, like the Russian guy, I told him, I mean, I will give you my contract and you will live here and give me money and that's it. I mean, but he didn't want it. He said I wanted to through the owner. I told him, okay, let's make it to the owner. Let's call them. I don't think they will accept like for, and they didn't accept it for. They even like hired the price even more. They said if the guy want to live only for 2 months, so we will make him pay more. I mean, and the funny thing that when he left here, he called the taxi. Taxi took him, and he doesn't have any place to live in. So he went with the taxi to one hotel, and he took him to another hotel much far from there to take more money from him, and to another hotel more expensive. And he went to that hotel, and then he just get out from the taxi to not even pay more, and he had to spend about 1 hour in the cold, and with his bags, like he had like 3 bags, and he had to spend in the night in the cold outside about 1 hour or 2 hours to find another cheaper hotel. He just was walking. I even told him like, come back and I will figure out for you a place here to sleep. And he said, okay, I will try to find a cheaper hotel, and in case I will not find, so this is how, I mean, they they do it to Russian people here. Maybe many people in Turkey who needs to rent home now. Yeah, maybe many, but this real estate he doesn't want. So it's not the money, it's the principle of the thing. Yeah, I even told him, like, I mean, the guy here, I told him, just come here, we have a place, we'll figure out. I don't sleep anyway, like that early. You can like sleep at least a few hours here in my bed. I don't care. But thanks, he found a cheaper hotel to live in. I mean, people are struggling like this, and he's working even, like he's just in a vacation. He's working in a plant in here in Turkey, and he has like a residence, and he has like, everything. I mean, but it was hard for him anyway. I mean, a lot of people are struggling here. A lot of Russian people are struggling in Turkey. Not only me with my wife, and a lot of people rented for a long time, and they can't. I mean, take their money back, or they just forget about their money they gave for rent and they left the country, or they are staying just like me, appealing, and waiting for another decision and hoping that they will give them the money back. But most of real estate are just profiting, and even the owners. So my owner is kind of colluding, you can say, with the real estate to find people who will pay also for 6 months, or not to give us money. Okay. Oh, you will find someone, not worry. Yeah, I don't worry that much. As you see, I'm like having fun here. I'm collaborating. I am doing my best to make it interesting. I'm building my YouTube channel. By the way, I will have almost, I want to make a stream like this. I want, because I will have almost 3,000 subscribers, and a lot of people. So I need only 60 subscribers to just like this stream, like my videos, share my videos, share this stream to your friends. So and I here I can, there is like an option in my analytics here. I can just see live count of subscribers like this, and when I will hit almost like 2,990 or something like that, I will make a stream like this, and I will wait till I will hit 3,000. It will be cool. A lot of subscribers, they do that. So I have almost 3,000. Just help me a little bit, and I will have 3,000. I mean, it's cool to have more subscribers, like 3,000. I never like, I never thought that amount I will have in my channel. It's thanks to the old subscribers, and thanks first of all to Inside Russia and to everyone who helped me to make all these subscribers, to share these, who shared my videos, who liked my videos, who commented my videos. Every single activity was, thanks to all subscribers who made it like this. And maybe in the future I will have 10,000 and more. I'm kind of enjoying it. I don't think a lot about troubles, because I have people to talk with. A lot of people care. A lot of people are helpful. So it's really great. And also I enjoy other YouTubers, and it's a really nice thing. YouTube, it's a huge community, supportive community. I never like thought that YouTube is such supportive. I wasn't like that active in YouTube. I wasn't before. I was creating some content. I was writing content in forums. Like, for example, if I needed to write something or read something about politics, I go to forum about politics and I read about that, or I write an article in the forum about politics, and people comment and I comment them back. That's how I was doing things about different topics. And I was also watching a lot of YouTube, but I didn't know that YouTube, has such supportive community. It's really, a huge community and very supportive, and any kind of people who can, who want to find their audience, or they have a passion, or they have anything. It could be found on YouTube. It's huge. It's by the way, it's oh, hello, Amir. Nice to see you. Nice to see everyone who is watching here. So jump to me, Amir. Jump. I would like to see you in the Skype. Let's talk. We didn't talk. Amir, we talked before in the Skype, but we didn't talk like this. I saw you collaborating with Alex, so you don't mind to show your face maybe and to be heard. But maybe you are busy now. But anyone can join, so I have the link here, and you can join, and let's collaborate. Let's collaborate and talk about different ideas, about different things, see each other. I really enjoyed talking with uh, I am very bad in remembering names. Not Jodes. I'm very bad at remembering names. But Jaran. Okay, Jaran. Yeah. From Pennsylvania. Yeah. So we really enjoyed talking. I mean, I like to talk with people who are interested in politics, in history, in I don't know, kind of also in maybe sociology. So I felt that Jaran was, I mean, very informed about a lot of things, and it's very nice to talk with such people. Like he's a very smart guy. Come over to Section 81 after he's streaming all right. Raise it to 100. For earthquake relief. It's good. But how he will distribute that money? It is interesting. I just dropped it by for a minute. I see. Okay. Yeah, I'm not only terrible with names. I have like a bad memory also. I always like forget things, especially my wife for to complain about that when you have a lot of information in your head. Oh, we have somebody joining. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. It's a surprise. It's a it's a
Yeah,
surprise.
this is actually Ben Burns. Nice to see you.
Hello, hello. Who is this?
It's Ben Burns.
Ben?
No, Ben. I don't know why I joined as a guest. I guess I don't have a Skype account, so.
You don't need here a Skype account. You just jump and that's it. I mean.
Okay, because it just says guest. It doesn't.
Yeah. Can you write your name in the chat? Kind of.
Yeah. Hi.
Oh, I see you. Nice. What's your name again?
It's Ben.
Ah,
B as in
Ben.
boy, E. Yeah.
Ben, cool. So welcome, Ben. How long you have been subscribing to Half Russian?
For several months, I would guess. I
Whoa.
started watching you from Turkey and saw your video on the earthquakes.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, there are like people watching me, but not participating in the chat and not commenting a lot, but still, I mean, here around somewhere. Cool. I mean, I feel like there are some people they don't like to comment that much, but it's a good idea that I did this because I kind of pushed these people to talk. It's good. Oh, we have more people there joining. So Ben disappeared. Hi Ben, where are you? What's going on? I know. Ben disappeared. I thought we will have a good. Oh, he's back. What's going?
Yeah, somehow I got off, but anyway, okay, back.
That happens. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
I originally I grew up in New Jersey, and then we moved to Indiana. My dad had started a business years ago, and he started selling industrial soap and oil and stuff. And I went to college, and I went to, for some reason, I'm getting background noise. I don't know what's
background noise. Maybe because you are watching the stream at the same time.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, you can turn off the sound in YouTube and hear me talking from Skype. That's better. I mean, you will not hear yourself and me from YouTube as well. You will hear me only from the Skype.
Okay, is that better? Okay, yeah, that's better.
Yeah, for me it was always good.
Okay, yeah, we and then we moved to Northwest Indiana. I ended up going to college.
Yeah.
At Purdue University in Westville, North Central campus, and then I lived 18 and a half years in downtown Chicago. I worked for a real estate company down there in cash management, and then I got laid off in the economic downturn. and then my family here farms, so we live on a farm here in Northwest Indiana. So I had a hard time, trying to get another job in cash management. I didn't have programming experience in accounting.
Yeah.
So but I'm helping my brother farms quite a few acres, so I'm helping him farm. We farm organically here, so it's a different life. But I'm glad to be out of Chicago now because it was really bad, getting bad. It's really bad
You're
here
at
now.
Chicago now.
Yeah, no, I'm in Northwest Indiana. I lived in Chicago for
Ah.
had a contract. I sold it years ago.
Cool.
So.
Cool. I don't know. There are people saying I hear you very well, but there are people. Is okay? Do you hear Ben? Yes, you hear Ben. Okay,
Yeah, I
cool.
hear good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I mean about them, like
I'll turn up
people.
my volume a little bit. Maybe that's better.
Yeah. So.
Did you ever find out if your damage in your condo was that from the earthquakes or was that because I remember you mentioned it in a video.
Yeah, we had the earthquake. We felt it here, little shake for 30 seconds, and we heard the walls, the sound of the walls moving, like this. But other than that, everything is okay. Yeah, and in this.
It's like 20,000 people now that died from that earthquake.
Yeah, a lot of people, and it's really crazy. Not only from Turkey, like from Syria as well, people, and I mean, and 20,000 people. It's a lot. I mean, and I watched today a video where a girl, she said that this disaster is not only because of the earthquake, because also of bad buildings they had. Like they didn't build the building very well. They didn't. I mean, it was like a corruption there or something. I mean, they didn't use like the proper materials there, etc. You know, just to build them and to take the money, and that's it. I mean, or to spend less money. So while they knew that this place is dangerous for the earthquake, if they built better, there will be much less victims.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's, I mean, I believe this version that it's true that, I mean, they did everything to have better income, and in the end, like a lot of people just died and get hurt.
Yeah, it was sad too, because I guess so many Russian refugees and stuff were over there, and people from Ukraine.
Yeah, people from around the world. I mean, a lot of. I mean, recently I put the apartment in the Airbnb. One German guy contacted me. One guy from one Finnish guy. Finnish, you say, from Finland. Finland. From Finland also contacted me. I mean, people from all around the world are here, and they could be hurt. I mean, just because of some greedy businessman who wanted to build a lot of buildings for cheaper price, or with less quality, bad quality materials or something like that. I mean, it's crazy because people usually don't think about that. They think, I mean, about the disaster, and I mean, some people, they said, like, I mean, if the God, for example, I've been told, if the God exists, why like people are dying like this?
Yeah, well, maybe in certain areas they probably weren't building the code for earthquakes. So, but I mean, even if at 7.8 Richter scale, I mean, that's a pretty powerful earthquake. So, a lot of stuff.
But still, I mean, if you have, for example, special buildings for not that higher building, maybe they will think, like, if there is a possibility of earthquake in such place, so they shouldn't build like very high buildings there, maybe, and less people will be hurt. Maybe if they want to build higher buildings, let them build them in the place with less such activity.
When I was in college at Purdue, we hardly ever have earthquakes here, but we had a small earthquake. And I remember I was sitting in class and I thought somebody had their foot on the back of my chair. So they had those little things that it sounded like somebody was shaking their feet, and I could feel my chair moving. And then found out we had an earthquake. So, but it was, just a small one, but still, it was weird.
Crazy. I in that, I mean, it was the first experience for me, I felt like apocalyptic. Like, I mean, the world is ending. Imagine yourself. I mean, standing, everything moving. You don't know what to go. You don't know how to react. I mean, oh.
Yeah, your video that you posted, you could see the fear in your face. It was just like,
Yeah, I did just the idea that I had just to record myself to show the people the real reaction, not after reaction. Because if I recorded, for example, not in that time, but after sleeping, after relaxing, it will not be that it will not give that reaction that directly in, in that, after those 30 seconds. It will like crazy. And people, and maybe there are a lot of YouTube videos, like very famous YouTube videos, they make only reactions.
right.
They just sit and watch something and make only reaction, and they have like a lot of thousands of subscribers. I don't know how such thing could be so interesting to people, just to see a reaction of someone.
No, some people just, build a family channel and just show their life every day. And there's YouTubers that make a living. They don't do anything else but make YouTube. They make
Yeah, but
money.
still, like living, it's a story, like a story behind that. You show things, you show where are you going. It's interesting for people to see. I mean, different people, how they live, where they live, etc. But just sitting and just showing reactions to other content, it's kind of you think how it's that possible that people with just reactions can be, I mean, so famous. What do you do for what?
Even people here that there's guys that have channels that just go out and like reward people for doing good to them. Like if they say they're gonna somebody would pay for something for you, then they build a big following and make a lot of money, and they hand out money to people that are good to them. So
yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Just something. For example, I've seen like people recording like grass or recording. I mean, just some toys, or I mean, there are like some big YouTube channels that you see them doing something like you don't ever think that that thing will interest people. Like very I mean, the idea, I mean, you never know what people could be interested to. What do you do for life, by the way?
for a living, I'm actually just helping my brother with a farm now. We farm organically. We have like 500 acres.
Ah,
So Northwest Indiana. So we live in a small. My dad actually grew up in this community about 2 miles away from where we are,
yeah,
and both my parents are deceased now. But my mom died in 2021. So
yeah.
yeah, my dad ended up buying a farm here in the 70s. I'm 57 years old, but
Oh,
yeah. So my dad ended up he grew up in this area, and then he invested in a farm that we have our house on now. And he wanted to. He was in the printing business out in Jersey,
hmm,
and he got tired of that, so he wanted to start a business here. And so he started a business where he sold industrial soap, and then he got involved with oil and stuff too.
cool,
So,
cool. Do you have a lot of people doing such business in the US?
yeah, well, I mean, he ended up buying a franchise from this company, this
Ah,
original selling the soap. Um, but then they ended up having some issues, and some other people started getting involved with it. So, but yeah, he had his own business selling, and then he got involved with the oil and sold that too. So,
yeah, cool.
he did that for quite a few years. So,
Do you have some Russians living there in that area?
I don't know of anybody.
No.
Uh, no, I come from my grandparents were all from Poland.
Ah,
My mother came here from Poland, and when she was 16 years old, left Poland, and she because her mother wanted her to go because they knew they didn't have too much of a life there in Poland. And she left and went to New York and worked in a silk mill at 16 years old. And there was a lot of big Polish community there in New York. So
Cool.
she a place to live and start a life. And then met my grandpa. And so it,
So you are you have a kind of a Slavic origin as well, yes?
yeah. Yeah,
Great.
my grandfather was from a town in Grywol, Poland, in southern Poland.
Maybe it's also one of the reason of many Americans who are interested in Russian culture and in Russians, maybe because of their origin as well.
Yeah, well, I follow several, like I follow Dima from Russia, and I follow you and um, several other YouTubers. It's just interesting to see different life. I couldn't imagine like having to flee Russia like you guys did and go out and just
Yeah.
play. I mean, in the United States, I mean, you just don't appreciate the freedom that you have here.
Yeah.
So
So you never imagine maybe to leave your country. I mean, US.
well, we traveled in 1990. We ended up going to Poland to visit our family there. So my mother had some uncles and cousins that she never met over there, so she wanted to meet them, and so we went there, and it was a real experience. I mean, even at that time in 90, my relatives had a small little farm and a small little farming community, and I took a picture of a kid across the street that was plowing with a one bottom plow and a horse in 1990. So that's how older this place was. But yeah, and still, I mean, one of the kids that was only 2 years old when we were there now has a family and is 34 and got married and has two kids. And so
Yeah. Did you travel in US a lot?
yeah, I've been around to different areas. We grew up on the East Coast, and so we went up to upstate New York and southern Jersey and things. I had an uncle and aunt that lived in upstate New York too. So, but yes, my mother had 4 sisters and 3 brothers, so there's 8 kids all. So.
Where you think the best state to live in? Because I mean, I'm always like thinking maybe in the future, maybe I will move to US. Who knows? So and I'm gathering information from there, from everywhere.
Yeah, well, it depends. I mean, now, I mean, there's so many things changing. Like, in a lot of places, like Chicago, I would never want to go back there. I had a condo on Ohio Street there in kind of like the Streeterville area of Chicago. It was a beautiful area. It was right near Lake Michigan, but now there's a lot of crime, people getting robbed. That you can't even hardly ride the subways or the buses anymore there because people get robbed, and they have a nice L that runs from downtown to O'Hare Airport. And I took that several times, taking flights, out to different areas. And I come back, ride the L at like 1 a.m. or something on a late flight, and I never worried about stuff. But now they have people getting robbed all the time on the L's, and people getting stabbed. And then they have a lot of people stealing cars now too. They have these kids 14, 15 years old going out stealing cars. They just come up with guns, jump out of their car, and steal people's cars and run, and you can't really do a whole lot about it.
Oh.
Several of them have gotten shot because people that have concealed carry permits and stuff.
It's happening only in Chicago or in other states as well?
All the big cities, Chicago, New York, LA, but Chicago they have kind of very liberal mayor there now, and they've had so many black people getting killed by the police and stuff now, and so the police have lost a lot of authority over people, and they can hardly do much with these people. They're just they get arrested and they're out on bail.
So do you think that it's better to live in US in a little town or something?
In smaller towns, yeah. Like Indiana's pretty good. Down south, like we're up in the northwest section of Indiana. We're up about I don't know if you ever heard of Valparaiso, but we're kind of like just south and west of Valpo, about 15 miles. So, and then we're not too far from Maryville, Gary. Gary's about 35 minutes away. So,
yeah, I see.
Yeah, smaller towns are better.
And maybe people are there maybe more welcoming, no?
Yeah, I would say, especially for foreign, although, America it's just a melting pot. So, I mean, you have people from all over different. Uh,
What do you think about Latin America? I mean, the life there. Is it better to live in the Latin America or in the North America?
well, Latin America, I've never been there. I've known some people like from South America and stuff, but um, a lot of people. Um, I don't know if you're familiar with that guy Alex. He left Russia
Yeah, I
and
know.
he's
I know.
Philippines. He actually loves it there. So the people are so welcoming. And I was telling him, that people are saying, it's so expensive. He said it cost him about $1,400 just for one person.
Hmm.
Flights to go. He flew out of Moscow and then ended up in the Philippines. But he absolutely loves it there.
Yeah.
People are really, and you can live really reasonable. But
He's
like for you,
he's in Houston, I think.
oh, you're talking about Alex in the U.S. Yeah, from my English world. He's down in Houston. Yeah,
Ah.
but this Alex Kosh, I think his last name is. He's
Ah.
actually living in the Philippines,
Ah.
and he's in Dumaguete, Philippines. But he loves it there,
Yeah.
and he said it was so. He was from Moscow, Russia, so he just loves the weather there. It's nice and warm all the time. And there's people living in Thailand too. A lot of people are retiring there from the U.S. going over there
Hmm.
because they get like, either go out of their retirement and then they try to go find somewhere cheaper to live. So
Yeah. So you think it's still expensive in US to live?
yeah, I mean, you have to have quite a bit of money. I mean, gas here. Now I know, like in Europe and stuff, they sell it by the liter, but we sell gas by the gallon here, and um, it's about 3.40 a gallon now. Sometimes you can get it for about $3 a gallon. But so it's a lot cheaper than Europe, but still, I mean, gas used to be under $2 here. So
And about other stuff like goods, I mean food and everything else, is it also expensive?
food is expensive, but you have, I don't know if you're familiar with the uh, company Aldi from Germany.
No.
It's a food store that they're here in the United States, and they have a lot of their own brands, but they have uh, it's a very reasonable price, grocery store. But even their prices are going up now, Aldi. But I mean, you have places like Kmart. Well, Kmart is pretty much done, but they have Walmart, which is really big in the United
Hmm.
States. That's all. I mean, then you have higher end food stores like Whole Foods. They have a branch in Chicago. It's all natural, organic stuff, but it's expensive when you buy there. So,
So how many, for example, like a regular family, like a little family like mine, with one kid, and how much they should earn, at least how many thousands of dollars a month to live an okay life, to rent an apartment, to eat well, to, I mean, to raise the child,
the
I mean, to go
problem
to
is
school.
now, I mean, if you come here and try to rent, the prices of rent have gone way up.
Hmm.
When I was in Chicago, I mean, you could rent like a studio apartment for um, at the end when I was renting, and I stopped renting in 2003, and at that time it was about $800 a month for studio. But now those same studios are going for like $1,100,
Hmm.
and a lot of people in the smaller towns. I mean, you can get more reasonable housing, but that's another problem here in the United States. There's a lot of homelessness in like Chicago, LA. They have like 60, 70,000 people living on the streets because they have no home.
Yeah, I know.
And now they have like 3,000 homes being foreclosed a day in the United States because people get underwater in their mortgages. And so I would say with a family, you probably have to live comfortably here. You probably have to make at least 45,000 a year or 50,000.
45,000 a year. It's like 5,000 a month or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
6,000 a month, yes. But if you like 10,000, it'll be like a rich man.
Oh yeah, you could live really well here on 10,000 a month. Yeah.
10,000, yeah. So At least, I mean, 5 years. At least 5,000 a month. Because we used to there is the difference between American people and Russian people. For example, they think monthly. So I mean, Russian people they never think like yearly. How about the yearly income? I mean, between them, they never talk that how much yearly you earn. They talk only monthly, and there is like a joke about that. I mean, like they say, like Americans they think yearly because they think long term. They think, I mean, better long term. But Russians, since like the situation and everything, they think only monthly. You never find someone tell you how much he make yearly in Russia. They think of only monthly because, I mean, just to survive. But Americans, I mean, they think yearly because, I mean, maybe better level of life, and that's why they think yearly. They think about investment, about long term stuff. Maybe I don't know. What do you think about it?
Yeah, usually put like a yearly salary. But in the United States, usually when you work here, you get paid about every 2 weeks. So, but some places pay every week. So it just depends.
But most people they talk about how much they earn yearly. They don't talk about how much they earn monthly or weekly.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's a kind of culture you have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's cool. So, why? I mean, you personally are, I mean, interested in Russian information, Russian people, and everything. I mean, you are like following me for months. You are following other guys also for months. I mean, what's like the reason? Or what do you think that the reason that is pushing like, especially American people who to be interested in Russians and Russian culture and Russian news?
Well, I'm just really interested in people generally. I'm a people person, so I'm kind of a person that's interested in other people's lives and just seeing what they go through, and it just makes me appreciate life here in the States. I mean, we never have to worry about. I mean, you have freedom of speech and a lot of other things, and I mean to hear like when Dimas was talking about his thing of being followed in Russia in St. Petersburg, by these people, and you just never know when somebody's following you or from the government or whatever. So, and even Sergey, crazy Russian Sergey, he
it's
was
crazy.
a lady, and it was, I don't know if it was on your stream.
Yeah, yesterday he was in my stream.
Remembered him, and I said, "Oh, hello, Mr. Sergey," and he was so worried because he didn't know if they were like from the KGB or what. So.
But you also have FBI, I think, in the US.
Oh yeah, FBI, yeah. But people, I mean, in the United States, the laws have kind of gone the other way. I mean, people just, they have no respect for police officers here, and
I mean,
so
they don't feel like followed and
yeah.
like
So people have, it's kind of, I mean, you have a lot of freedom here in the United States, but too, you have to have respect for people and follow laws and just be a good citizen. But people, a lot of people feel they're entitled to a certain life, and that's why a lot of people steal. They have a lot of they have. When I worked in Chicago, I worked on the Mag Mile and right on Michigan Avenue in Chicago. I don't know how familiar with that, but I mean it's beautiful. It's like high end shopping districts in New York, and they have people just coming in and smash and grab and stealing at night, and they come in during the day, and security can hardly stop them. So it's like people are just running wild, and so the United States is not as I mean, it's a nice place, a land of opportunity, but still there's a lot of prejudice and then too now with the southern border, we have a lot of people coming over from Mexico, and like in Chicago, they just had a a deal where they had a old elementary school that wasn't being used, and they have all these people coming over. So they're housing like 250 people in this old school of these Mexican immigrants from Ecuador and everything here trying to get a better life. So, and they have millions coming over, and they have so many people here that can't. They have, like in Chicago, there's a lot of homeless people, and they're living out in the street in the cold, and they don't have enough reasonable housing. So, and now, I mean, they have these people coming in, they got to worry about finding housing for them. So, in New York, they're open too, and they have a lot of people now in New York, a lot of immigrants coming in. Finally, the mayor there said, don't send any more people here, we don't have housing for them.
So you have always to be ready. I mean, like most of people to be safe, they have to be ready. They have to at least to have some weapon home in case.
Yeah. A lot of people have guns here.
Yeah.
Especially in the farming communities. The farmers all, of course, they have guns to control animals and stuff like that too. But they have. But I mean, if you end up robbing a farmer, probably luckily, most likely be shot coming in the house. So
yeah.
But
so all the farmers are ready for anything like that.
Even in the city now, a lot of people have guns.
Yeah.
You hear these people in a home invasion, somebody comes in to rob and they get shot at the door, So you never know. And a lot of people have concealed carry permits here in the States. They can carry a gun. As long as you have the concealed carry, you don't have to show the gun.
Yeah, I mean, the people, I mean, even like a lot of people, like, for example, they are going to US. They anyway they have to learn about safety, where it's safe to go, who to deal with, for example, who to not mess with. Like some people, it's better to not mess with them, or joke about them or something. And like people have to be ready for that, to learn about that, because I mean, in such country where almost everyone is having a gun, so it's better to be very careful.
Oh yeah. And yeah, people, dad in Chicago, they have iPhones and stuff, and they're expensive, and so people try to steal them, and there are people getting stabbed just for their iPhones.
Yeah, but what are the safest place you think in the US to live in?
I don't know. I mean, every area has their bad areas, I would think. But like in Illinois, out in Naperville was supposed to really be good, like family-oriented place to raise kids and go to school. But in the United States now, a lot of people are homeschooling their kids because of the crime and different problems in school, and so.
Ah, I see. So it's a normal thing to homeschool.
Yeah, a lot of people. When I went to school, it was unheard of, but now a lot of people are homeschooling.
For example, when I know that when in Russia they homeschool kids, they have to kind of to register them anyway, and they have to link them to particular school. Is this the case in US as well, or it's you can just, I mean, homeschooling? That means that just the kid don't go to school and you don't like register him anywhere, or how it's done in US?
Well, normally you have to, I think, sign up for like a homeschool program. And kids have to, meet certain requirements. I guess they have, testing along the way. But the advantage with homeschool is that, kids they say that you can get your work done a lot faster than going to school all day. You just do your programs. A lot of it's on computer. And then I'm sure, they're monitored and they have to, reach a certain level to graduate. But they don't, and the homeschool now is so popular here that they have homeschool programs where kids can join other homeschool kids on field trips, on different activities.
Oh, cool
stuff. So homeschool has come a long way in this country. So, but a lot of people are, but you kind of just have to, farm out areas. I mean, where we are here in Northwest Indiana, it's, you know, a nice farming community, but still, I mean, you have a lot of people coming in from Chicago trying to escape the crime there. So, you, I mean, you kind of never really know an area until you move in there and see, you know, like what people are like and stuff. So,
I see. It's good that they can, I mean, have activities together. They can, I mean, meet other kids. It's really nice. Really nice.
yeah.
So we have 27 people watching. Any questions you have to Ben, guys? Or maybe Ben, you have questions to me?
I don't know. I really enjoyed your live stream with that millennial Russian. I ended up subscribing to his channel and
yeah, he's good.
Story thing with going back there, and he just actually had a live stream with a guy. I don't know if you saw it, Ilya, I think, or something. It's Ilya, but he's also from Russia, and his wife and daughter are still in Russia, and he's in Serbia working.
Oh.
But he said he's living like with a really nice host family, and the guy, he lived in Canada for a while, and I don't know if he was originally from Yugoslavia or what, but anyway, he was in Canada, and then now he's in Serbia. He's living there, and I don't know if he's retired or what, but he said that the guy's been very helpful to him. He said I was a refugee at one time, and so he's, you know, really willing to help them out.
I think he wanted to leave Serbia as well. He said that. I don't know where, but
yeah, but he said, you know, like crazy Russian Sergei. I guess he's living like in the capital of Serbia. But like the millennial Russian, he said that, you know, costs are pretty cheap.
Yeah, because he live in called Novi Sad. It's a little town, so that's why he said it's cheap. I mean, crazy Russian Sergei, he could. I mean, he should just leave. If he find it expensive in Belgrade, in the capital, of course. In most of capitals, it's expensive. So he have just to find a little town to live in. And I don't think he's interested to find any little town. He will end up moving to another country again and again.
Yeah, he seems like kind of moves around different areas, and
yeah,
but yeah, it's just interesting following these different people and just seeing like what life's like.
You said that you are, I mean, following a lot of people. You are just interested in people. So besides Russians, who you follow as well?
Well, I watched some other, like, there's people like with travel channels that travel around the country. Those are interesting. And even like some family channels, you know, just talking about their life and different circumstances, and so it's just kind of interesting just seeing like what people have to say. Sometimes, I mean, you follow a channel for a little bit and then you get interested in something else, and you don't watch them all the time. So
I feel that you kind of want to travel yourself the world. Did you travel to other countries?
I think I would, but I'm kind of like Dima. I don't know. I don't know if I would want to travel, you know, that long. I'd probably get tired of it and just, you know, like want to be home. But like when I went to Poland, I really enjoyed it. We were there for about 3 weeks, and you know, I really enjoyed our time there in southern Poland. But you know, after a little bit of time, you just get kind of tired of being away and just want to be home. So
yeah. Maybe a lot of people, I mean, they watch travelers because they want to travel, but they don't like to, I mean, maybe to go. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they have a reason to not travel, but they won't. I mean, something like that.
yeah, well, now travel is very expensive now too. I mean, plane
Also,
tickets now and stuff too. So
but it depends where you go. There are like cheap countries to go, and especially for you, I mean, most like I don't know, like most of people, maybe they think that most of Americans are rich.
Yeah, well, that thing is, I mean, there's a huge variation of, people. There's a lot of really poor people here in America too. So,
Yeah.
and then you have the very rich. I mean, when I was in Chicago, I mean, you'd see it's nothing to see like a Rolls Royce or a very expensive car. So people just people have chauffeurs there. They're very rich. So, but that causes a lot of problems here in the States too, because the poor people want what they have and they start stealing and everything. So it's bad on either either end. The poor, like want to get from the rich and they want to steal from stores.
I see you have printer there and a lot of papers. Do you print that much?
No, those are just boxes of stuff. Books. I have a printer and I mean I print some, but not a whole ton.
Cool. I mean, do you have anything? I mean, to promote maybe some like some link, Instagram link or something, or website? Or
No, I'm not real big on social media. I mean, I kind of like YouTube just to watch. I even watch like music videos and things like that. So, I mean, I watch a variety.
Great.
I'm not big with Instagram or Facebook That's another problem with that. Now they have people getting their Facebook hacked and people steal their identity, and so get about.
I start not caring about that. I mean, before I was like a little bit caring, but when I left Russia, I just start registering everywhere I can because I need like promotion. I need to grow. So, what will I'm like kind of thinking that what will happen if like just people will know my name and my I mean of course maybe they will spread them everywhere. Like the thing in Russia we didn't like, for example, when they start calling, for example, like when you register somewhere, like even like you register a company, so a lot of banks start calling you, a lot of I mean this spam calling I didn't like. But besides that, I mean nothing I mean to worry about. And especially I mean you can, for example, use some here I use different SIM cards, and so some SIM card I use it only for to register for a website, and so I will have only SMS there, so they will not be able like to call me or something. But anyway, I start not worry that much about it. I don't know why.
Yeah, I saw you post a recent video. I haven't a chance to watch it yet, but you're still having a hard time getting your apartment rented, huh?
Hard time of what?
Hard time getting your apartment rented that you have?
Yeah, I mean, it's still hard to rent it. I mean, this crazy real estate guy want just to make money out of me. I mean, because I already found a guy, a Russian guy. He wanted to rent to live here for 2 months, but when I talked to the real estate, because the owner said that real estate will do everything, the owner don't want to talk to me at all. And when we told the real estate, he said that if the guy want to live only 2 months, so he have to pay more. It's crazy. I mean,
That's one of the advantages here in the United States with all the laws. If you have a lease on an apartment, like let's say you have a year lease and you only stay a half a year, you can find somebody to sublease your place.
And it's like legal and everything.
They have to keep the same rent. They can't increase the rent during the lease period. So, but I mean, there it sounds like it's kind of open games. That guy wants to charge somebody more money every month coming in, even though you guys.
Yeah, they are even like kind of pushing us to leave to rent it again, like for
not right, for. They want to keep rented again to somebody else.
Yeah, imagine that. I mean, like they already took the money from it, and they want to take the more from the same thing. Like I take this phone and I sell you this phone, for example, for $500, and then I tell you, give me this phone back, and I will sell it to someone else for $500 or $600.
Do you think part of the problem is maybe a language barrier? Because I know you can't
No,
speak
no, no, no,
Turkish.
no, no. It's not a language barrier. He speaks English. I speak English with the real
Oh.
estate guy. Yes. That's why I don't speak with the owner, because the owner speaks only Turkish. It's not a language barrier for sure. He wanted to make money. When
That's the unfortunate thing. I think they're taking advantage of, people fleeing from other countries coming there trying to, escape things, and they think they could just take advantage of people. But
yeah, they are just taking advantage. As I told you today, the guy who he was here, I gave. Just because we want to be good with him, because we feel him. He's also in another country living. So we even gave him food. We gave him he sit here. We gave him food to eat with us. We gave him drink to drink, and we fed him. And then we called for him a taxi, and the taxi driver, he went with him he wanted to go to one cheap hotel, and he in the end took him to another hotel, charge him more money, that other hotel more expensive. So he just used the situation because he's Russian, and he doesn't speak Turkish. And he called me after. He said, this taxi guy, I don't know where he drove me to another place, not the place where I was going. And in that place, the hotel was more expensive, and I had to stand there in the cold alone with his bags. And he wanted start walking, he walked a lot, about I don't know how much, and he found another hotel for cheaper. Even the taxi driver wanted to
wow.
to use him. It's crazy. Of course, they don't have maybe guns, and they don't steal cars like you said, but they can do things otherwise. It's really crazy. Yeah, maybe it's one of course maybe of the reason why some people from US don't travel.
I don't know if they have things I don't know, if you're familiar, in the United States, they have that company called Uber. I don't know if that's, there, it's another thing of, you can actually prepay and get a ride and say, I want to be picked up here and brought to this specific place. So, and then they know exactly where you want to go, instead of getting into a taxi and then saying, well, I want to go to this specific location.
Maybe they know that Russians who are here and in such situation, they think they will not complain about them, or even if they will complain about them, nothing will happen to them. They don't care about that. Not like there in Russia also. In Russia also it's strict. There is a taxi. You call with the application. You complain on the taxi. He will have trouble. He will not. He will have less clients, etc. It's good also in this term. I was already talking with the other guy here that we have in Russia they have a Yandex Taxi, and the Yandex Taxi has reviews. It's the same like Uber. So Yandex is a big company, you can say. They have the search engine, everything. So also people, they can give bad reviews, and the taxi will, he can just maybe lose his job, or have less clients. The same, but here
do you have any contact with that guy from Alicia Channel, Alex? Because he seems to be, they're back in Russia, and he seems to he hasn't made that many videos, but he seems pretty content there. So I don't know how his re-entry and stuff was back to Russia, but he didn't seem to have too much issue.
You mean Alyosha, who come back to Russia?
Yeah.
No, I didn't contact him after that, but he seems making videos. I see him
I thought maybe if he tried to go back after fleeing, they'd want to put him in jail, but I guess he
they will not put in jail people who just come back from traveling. They may put if he was a deserter, or how to say it in English. If he had to go to the maybe to the war, but deserter, yes. But I don't think he's a deserter. He just left in case. Like me also. I also left in case. And a lot of people they just left in case. They heard about that wave and they left in case. I mean, and such thing can happen again. And we wanted
Yeah,
to.
but in Russia, though, he was saying, that he just escaped getting his militarization letter. So if he ever tried to go back, he'd probably have his name in the system.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe they kind of now calming down everything and making more people come back, and when like enough people come back, they will repeat the same operation for them. I don't know. I mean, it seems like a trap, something like a trap. Because everybody, a lot of like even like YouTubers, I will not like mention names. I mean, they are thinking to come back now because they feel like that everything is settled and everything is calmed down, and they are not like taking people anymore there. But maybe they kind of don't care that much about talking their opinion about things. And I mean, for example, for me, especially my wife and me, I mean, we like to say our minds. We like to be in like there's one reason why we are not going to Serbia, because Serbia is kind of, people there, they are kind of loyal to the Russian government. So it's, I mean, for us, I mean, it's maybe it's not an option.
Was your wife born in Russia?
Yes, she was born in Russia. She just was studying in Korea for 4 years, and that's why she is teaching Korean now online.
Okay, so you met her in Russia then when you went?
Yeah, I met her in Russia, but just after she come back from Korea, from the South Korea, from South Korea. Yeah. So, and that's why she has like she spent there 4 years, and she met a lot of foreigners, and she has like a more Western mind, you can say.
You ever go into North Korea?
Me?
No, did she ever when she
Yeah,
was there?
she lived there for 4 years.
I know, but in North Korea, where like Kim Jong-un was.
North. I don't think so. She went to China. She went to India. She was in some European countries like Denmark, like Germany. So she traveled the world, and I mean, her English is very good. She was an English teacher as well. So she's more like open-minded person. That's why, I mean, we found the similar. In Russian there is a saying like a similar language. I mean, I don't know if there is something in English like expression. We found the connection, you can say. Because we are more likely similar people. Despite, I mean, being like, I mean, in the beginning, I kind of, how to say, I wasn't like talking a lot of, because I kind of, when I was in Russia, I wasn't talking my mind a lot, because I mean, I felt that I am responsible for the family, for the kid, for and anything. I mean, if that will happen to me, that mean that it will harm them. It will harm the family. That's why, I mean, I was kind of living in that cocoon, you can say. Yeah. And a
That's
lot.
the thing.
What?
In the United States here, a lot of people don't even want, like, when they start YouTube channels if they have family, to give everybody a different name so that people can't trace you too much through the internet because they're afraid of, people. They've had people coming to other, if they divulge like too much of their house on the outside or whatever, people will come to their house and unwanted people coming into your area, so they go by fake names on the internet, so you can't really chase exactly who they are. So.
No, I see. Yeah, especially if they are like popular in YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
Yeah,
Anyway,
people with subscribers, so
yeah.
they have.
So I've been told like that I have to say like found your soulmate. Soulmate.
Right.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. So I think
Well, it's nice talking to you, and this is a great idea to have, allow other people come on.
yeah, well, I will make it from time to time. Yeah, usually I mean I prefer to like not stream more than 2 hours. Already like 2 hours. I mean, feel kind of tired. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I was
they-
very happy to hear you.
how's your son coping with being away from Russia? Does he have a lot of problems with that, or?
I kind of, yeah, he said sometimes that he left a lot of his toys, and he kind of worry. In one of the video I said, like he said like I miss the house, and in one of the video he said I already shared that he said that he's afraid that the house will be destroyed. He said that.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, for me that was very touchy thing.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, when they're that little to, have to uproot from their house and move somewhere else.
Yeah, because when he heard the word war, he didn't understand a lot of things. So I of course try to not talk in front of him about that, but still we talk. So we still, I mean, we can't hide this. We can't. I mean, sometimes I talk with my wife, and he hear everything and he learn about it.
Well, he can always talk in English. He probably doesn't understand English, does he?
No, it's not that good in English because he don't practice
Yeah,
it a lot.
Russian, yeah.
Yeah, but for him, I mean, that's why I mean, I think or to move to another country where they speak Russian, so it would be easier for him to communicate, or to go to another country where they speak at least more English, because for him, when he was in Dubai, he started learning English, and for him, English it's kind of easier because I mean, I speak English all the time, and in my videos, her mother, my wife speaks English. Teach him, I teach him. So for him, like English is much easier. Like you can say, it's his second language, despite not being in an English country. So we are thinking or to go to such country, but the only countries that we have like option, we have Moldova, but Moldova it's very close to Ukraine and they have trouble with electricity, and there is Serbia, but Serbia it's also kind of, I mean, not sure about it. And there are other countries where at least they speak some English. We are thinking about them. I mean, it's better for us now for the moment to choose cheap country. So you see, I mean, we are still, I mean, in some trouble in Turkey, but we are still, I mean, having food, having a place where to live, because we choose the cheap country. So we are handling it. But if we will choose like expensive country, it will be like much harder to handle the troubles in case we will have them.
So if you had to, you could spend like one more month there, right? Since you have your apartment, you'd have to pay a penalty or whatever. But if you had to, you could.
Yeah, for now we have like a paid apartment for 3 months, and the fine, I don't know how much it would be, like if they will refuse us again. Like we kind of appealed. When you appeal and you wait for the decision, and in case they have like crazy law, you come here, you have 60 days to leave, it's okay. Then or you have to leave the country or to make the residence. So you make the residence, apply for the residence. In case they will refuse you, that those days after 60 days will be illegal, because they refused you after a month or after 2 months. That time that you waited was kind of, you are legal because you are waiting for the decision, but you are not legal if they refuse you. What the and now as well, I mean, if the appealing, we appealed, they will count all the time that we are here, and if they will refuse the appeal, so they will count as the time after 60 days that we waited legally, and they will count the time that we appealed and we waited for it's their problem that we have to wait them. they count this time also as all illegal, but we are legal. I mean, the same of us when applied for residence, we were illegal and legal at the same time, and now it's all we are legal and illegal at the same time. It's a funny country, I would say.
You think the government would, I guess they probably, with all the Russians there, but you would think they would have like some type of protection that the landlords would have to give you your rent back if you get denied entry into the country. Because you
I
can't
don't know.
get a residence, so they have to, they could just keep your money.
I didn't understand the question. You mean Russians have to have the kind of protection?
No,
here?
I'm just if they made a law there in Turkey that they're not citizenship for residency for Russians.
Yeah.
You would think they would have a law that the landlords renting to you would have to give you your rent back if you couldn't get a residency.
Yeah, maybe they do it that by purpose, yes. Like I understand you, yes. They do it like that such system they have, like you are kind of legal, but in case you are refused, that means you are illegal, and that means nobody need to come to give you money back for the. For example, a lot of people they lose money not only for rent. They lose money also for assurance. So they pay for the assurance for the whole year, and the assurance company never give them money back. Like there are some assurance company may give them money back, but most of the assurance company and most of Russians, and when they spend a lot of time trying to get their money back from assurance company, and they didn't get it. So it's kind of trap, really, like a trap, not Trump, trap, how'd say it? Trap. Like we are trapped here. I mean, we didn't know about all these. We come here to leave and to get the residence, and then they're like a trap. You can apply, you are legal, but you are not legal. You can appeal, you are legal, not legal. It's funny. Anyway, you never know what.
Really the best. Hard situation.
What?
I said I wish you and your family the best wherever you decide to go, because that's gonna be a hard decision to.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, I don't worry that much because I know like we never know what will happen to us. I mean, in English, you said like you say shit happens, so we don't have to worry that much about that. Are you reading the chat by the way? Maybe something interesting you want to comment on?
I just see the screen with the Skype. I don't have my the other window. I don't have open. So
yeah.
But
I know Angie asked why. What?
It's late in night, isn't it?
What?
What time is it there in Turkey?
It's almost 4 a.m.
Oh my goodness, you better go to bed.
I can't sleep in such. I don't know. My brain is like boiling. I can't. So let me just read one question, and I will finish the stream already like a long time. Why would they make a law like that? It benefits the Turkish economy. I don't know what she meant by that, Angie.
Well, they're just saying that it would benefit them if there's people coming there, but just to protect the people that are coming in, but apparently they don't worry too much.
Yeah, it will benefit the Turkish economy, yes, and more people will trust the economy and they will make business in Turkey. So,
well, that's the thing. I think all these laws are going to hurt Turkey in the distance in the future because
sure,
realize that they're not good to foreigners and people are not going to want to go there and try to build a life. So
how many people I'm talking about the situation and a lot of people maybe because there are thousands of people are in our situation. And they will talk about that and they will share that to the world, and a lot of people they told me like in the streams, in the comments, I will never make a business in Turkey. It's of course it's better for the country, for the future of the country. They are not doing anything good for not only for Russians, for themselves. It's crazy. Yeah. Yeah, thank you so for being with me. Thank you for participating. I hope to see you more in the future.
Yeah, I've been on several of your live streams and try to watch your videos. So
yeah, cool. So I will do such thing from time to time, so you can jump sometimes if you want.
All right, well, it's good to talk to you, Sanusi. Take care.
Thank you very much, Ben. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Okay, thank you everyone for watching. Bye. Thank you very much for the support. Subscribe, like, and see you in my next crazy streams. It was fun.